A lot can go wrong on Thanksgiving. I'm not talking about the turkey here.
Look at that.
Sorry.
Why are you crying?
I told you we put it in too early.
Oh, it's just a little dry. It's fine.
The Griswolds. Dry turkey, the least of our problems here. What happens if, let's say, a Trump supporter is sitting next to, well, just about anybody else? And what happens if that uncle, cousin, aunt, they want to bring up politics when they're asking you to pass the mashed potatoes or the pumpkin pie? Well, a new poll from PBS, NPR, and Marist all show that most people dread talking politics at the holiday dinner. My hand is raised very high right now. And fewer than a third actually enjoy it, Andrew. Considering how divided the country is and what the administration has been doing, this really, and I'm being serious, could be the toughest year in recent memory to avoid these conversations. I tell you, Dom, like, I don't know about you, but it's exhausting. People know what we do for a living, so they feel that, hey, it's like, you know, you're the dinner entertainment, right? That let's engage in the rest here. I find no one is willing to be convinced otherwise of their personal thing. They bring so much to the table in terms of built-in frustration. They're looking for somebody to like the match so they can blow up. I really, believe me, if any family's watching, I'm going to be fine this Thursday, but I get why people are dreading 2 days from now. This is just, it's kind of the temperature of the country. People are mad.
Angry.
Yes.
Frustrated. Furious. Livid. I can go on and on. Richard, is a rule of thumb. I don't know about you guys, but my family knows when I'm not walking, finito. No politics. We can talk about the Jets, the Giants. We ain't doing hockey. We can talk basketball.
Okay,
anything you want to, but we're not talking politics. Quick story here. The other day, I'm getting some allergy shots. Private conversation. I'm talking to the two nurses, not the people in the waiting room. And everybody, you get 100 questions a day on Trump. The lady said something about Trump, and in this one area, I said, well, he's not that bad in this one area. This man, who happened to be a white man, wasn't a brother, stood up and flipped on me for 5 minutes. How dare you? You're in a position where the public listens to you. How dare you say something nice about Donald Trump? And this man went on and berated me for about 15 minutes, so I finally left the office. No politics when I'm not working. I got my allergy shots, but I had to run out of the office. That's how bad it was. A white man, not a black man, not a Latino man.
They didn't wiggle it
He
around.
was livid. No politics when I'm not working. And that's what I suggest to everyone else.
I pick short lines at the grocery store because if I get stuck in a long one here, there's nowhere to run. I'm boxed in.
Right.
I got it's a serious answer. Quickly, mashed potato.
You can only eat so many mashed potatoes.
Works every time.
But for one of the guys, we got some tips here on how to avoid it. But Andrew, you like a good debate as much as anyone.
Yes.
Do you avoid these things like the plague, or do you think, hey, if somebody brings it up, and this is a legitimate question, if somebody brings it up, then I'm going to give it a qualifier. You know you're not going to change their mind, no matter what you say. Do you still engage them if they say something that totally you disagree with?
You know, I love a good debate and I hate a bad debate. So generally the first thing I do is just sort of like, well, that's a good point. Or just something as generic as possible that's trying to scream out, let's not go there. Let's not do. And if I get pushed into it, if the person insists, then yeah, I'll get into it. And knowing full well that I'm not going to change their mind has never stopped me before. We do this 5 nights a week, so.
And you know, Scott, for me, it's not the ones that want to go like this and get in an argument. I had a guy come up to me, and he was earnest. He's like, you know, why don't they just give this president a chance? And I'm looking at him. And he meant really well. So I'm like, well, you know, some would say he's had a year and he's done certain things that make people afraid to give him more chances. It's the media. They just don't let him have a chance. And I'm like, gotta go. You know, but that's, in microcosm, that's like 100 of these things all the time. But you're at a table and you can't get away. You're there on Thursday. You, as a guy 5 times was elected, right? And you know the art of avoiding an argument, but there's sometimes where if you don't avoid the argument, then you somehow seem like you're abetting what they're saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and then if you add not only the national politics, but local politics, because you're supposed to know something about it, ex-county executive. So what do you think about the supervisor? Well, it was nice. It was,
If you check my website, I got the
watch.
platform up there too. I try to channel my inner Dominic as best I can. You know I love you, right? Nothing but love, right? But I mean, try to kill him with flattery, I guess, as best you can. I was suggesting when we put that list together of things
Yeah.
we should do, that drinking heavily should be on that list. But I don't know if that would make it better or worse.
That's dangerous.
No, there's liquid courage that comes with some folks on that one. Hey,
No, I
listen,
meant for
I'm just
me.
saying though, seriously, I don't remember people being this angry about, and even if they agree with each other, listen, my mother loved her to death, the whole elephant thing with the president, trying to let the administration considering stopping the ban so people can bring trophies of killed elephants that these, I can't say the word, these guys shoot and kill these elephants. My God. I endured for 20-something minutes. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, I can't do anything about this. You getting upset can't change this. I give you a couple sites if you want to go contribute, but I'm not involved. Like, I can't do anything about this. But that's the other part of this. Even when you agree, the passion
This was your
that has
mother?
been,
This was your
yeah,
mother?
yeah.
Your mother?
Donald Trump
You got
likes
to take
elephants.
it.
Yeah.
You just got to take
Oh, I
it.
do, but I'm just like,
All you can do is take it.
he's not going to listen if I call.
Right.
The other option is just make your family dinner in a bubble. Like, make sure you don't invite people. I hate doing that
Can't
with
do
family,
that.
but
You can't do that. That's the part. That's the problem with Thanksgiving.
My
is you
family's
can't-
sort of, it's just whittled down that way. We're probably
always
in
pretend-
more agreement than not.
You can always pretend to be asleep every time someone talks to you. So-
Well, let's go back to the drinking that Andrew suggested. All right, coming up next, we do bring things closer to home. New developments in the East Ramapo School District, a story we've been following for years due to the rift between ultra-Orthodox Jews who control the school board and the largely minority community that sends its kids to the public schools. Now we have got a major lawsuit. Question is, will that finally bring some change?